Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JimFaubertVideo.com. Want to share a little story with everybody today. That I heard this a long time ago when I was an average $1,000 a month mattress salesman just struggling to make a living. A mentor of mine told me the Girl Scout story, and it absolutely changed the way I thought. I'd just been starting my personal growth and development journey, working more on myself than my job, and a friend of mine said, you know, he found himself selling paint at a Sears store when he was about 26 years old, and he said there's nothing wrong with selling paint. Got the jet skis going in the back here in Haiti. I think there's a race going on. Anyway, he said, you know, it wasn't what his goals and dreams were, because he had to drop out of college, had his first child, you know, and was behind in his bills and his promises. And he was home on his lunch break from the paint store, and his wife was at the grocery store, and he said he had this real sick feeling inside, you know, this disgust. And sometimes the day that turns your life around is not earth-shattering things. It could be just nitty-gritty little things that make all the difference. And he said the reason he didn't feel that well, because he knew his wife would be, you know, crunching a can of beans, you know, looking at 49 cents versus 51 cents to save 2 pennies. And he's, you know, what a way to live. And he didn't like putting his wife, doing that, you know, just to make, make ends meet. But there was a knock at the door, and when he opened the door, he said there was a little Girl Scout. And she was smiling and looked up at him and said, "Hey, mister, you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?" And he started to fidget and pace, and she said, "They're only $2. And so finally he just blurted out and said, "Oh, no, I bought some last week." And she said, "Oh, no problem." She smiled and wished him well, and when he closed the door, he said, "That's it." He said that's the day that turned his life around, because he had to lie to the Girl Scout. Why? Because he didn't have $2. So he was ready for change, and for things to change, he knew he had to change, otherwise it wasn't going to change. And so he, about a month later, he said he answered an ad and went down to a presentation, and he got involved with his first little business, and he started to grow. And it took about 3 months or so, and he finally started to succeed. And he got to meet his mentor once a month. They'd meet at Denny's, and he said he'll never forgot, you know, one breakfast meeting with his mentor, and mentor said, "You know, you're starting to do pretty well." He said, "But let's go over your goal list, and if you want to pull out your goal sheet, I'll go over that, and we'll kind of fix and refine it a little bit." And he kind of had that blank look on his face and said, "I don't really have a goal sheet." And he said, "Well, geez, Jim, if you don't have a goal sheet, I can probably guess your bank account." And he said he did within a few dollars. So that was when he realized that he had to, start getting focused on what he wanted. And did he want it bad enough, and write those goals down. And then he said, what we want to also work on is, I want you to take out a clean sheet of paper, and I want you to write down all the excuses, all the things that you're blaming that's holding you back. You know, I remember when I did this little exercise and took inventory, I was a complainer. I was behind in my bills and promises, so I blamed. In fact, I complained. I complained about the weather. I complained about at the mattress store, because we only had the top 4 mattresses. If only we had, the 5th best selling, I could do better. And we all have this long list of excuses and reasons that we blame that's holding us back, because quite frankly, it's embarrassing. We want to look good, and because we're behind, we're always holding on to that list. And he said, you know what, tear that list up, throw it away, take out another clean sheet of paper, write one word on it, me, you. And he said, go to work on yourself, but throw that list away. That's what's been holding you back all your life. You got to take full responsibility. No more complaining, no more whining, no more excuse making or blaming. But if you want it bad enough, then you can do it. Just believe you can, but you got to throw that list away. He said about 6 months later, he's walking out of a bank in San Francisco, and he ran into a Girl Scout, not the same one, only this time she was selling candy. And she said, "Hey, mister, you want to buy some candy? They're only $2. And he said, well, how many boxes you got there? And she added them up and said, I got 10 boxes. So he whips in his pocket and he has a big wad of cash, and he hands her a 20 and says, I'll take them all. And she looks at him and says, hey, mister, you're really something. And he said, you know what? He says, I always carry heavy in case I run into another Girl Scout to get a nice warm and fuzzy response like, wow, you're really something. And you know what? It only took him like 9 months just to go from selling paint at Sears, having a long list of reasons that was holding him back, all those excuses, blaming, and being totally dissatisfied, behind in his bills and promises, but by going to work on himself with the personal growth, knowing what he wanted, and tore up that list and just focused on becoming a network marketing pro. That's what we do here every single day. And when you do that, you can have a lifestyle like this. It's absolutely incredible. I want to show you a little bit of the view here from the cruise ship. We're docked in here at Haiti. I was down there today walking around. You've probably seen some of those videos, but just breathtaking here. Absolutely gorgeous island here. And folks, my wish for you is that you know what it is that you want. Tear up that long list that's holding you back. And remember, we have a simple, proven plan of action for success. Now let's go tell the world. Have a great day.